even as much as it's a controversial topic, but it's something we women, we have to address. But anyways, before I introduce my guest, and of course we usually go for a tip. Now the tip is about parents raising a girl child. We know as much as you think and raise a girl child and a boy child the same way, girls, as much as you can be intentional with the men, I think most times it's good to be much more intentional with the girl child. Trust me, it's a girl and probably she's not the pamper in the world, but you have to raise her right. Let's quickly go for this tip, and of course when we come back I will introduce my guest, then we'll start talking about the topic. I'll unveil the topic after that, so stay with us, don't go nowhere. Let's watch Raising a Girl Child tip. We'll be right back.
Tips for parents raising a girl child. Society is progressing and valuing the importance of female birth and raising them to transform them into land independent individuals. Many parents struggle with raising a girl child as daughters need more encouragement and opportunities to establish themselves in the stereotypical society. Roles of parents in raising a girl child. Parents are the primary mentors of every child. From the day a child is born to the later years, children look up to their parents for guidance, validation, and moral support. Daughters are seemingly more attached to their families and develop a sense of responsibility towards their families. Parents spend more of their time pampering and raising their daughters. Raising awareness about how parents' role impacts their daughters' upbringing is essential. 1. Instilling values. Daughters look up to the bond between their parents and how they treat them to form expectations about bonds with others. Such daughters grow up to be honest, empathetic, nourishing and responsible individuals who respect others. 2. Creating openness. 3. Being communicative. Parents who encourage their daughters to speak up against any wrongs and give importance to their opinions and expressions raise headstrong and independent daughters. 4. Isolated individuals. If the parents are not around their daughters during their growth, they develop a sense of abandonment.
Right, yes, you're welcome back, and yes, you're watching Women's Corner now. That is how to raise a girl child. There are a lot of motives you can, but you can just Google and of course know how to raise a girl child. Like I said, we're talking about something very controversial, so we are all your life. Anyways, like I said, we have an amazing guest that will be doing justice to that topic because she is an emotional intelligence coach. She's a family and life coach also, and she is an amazing person. Her name is Chidima Nwobi. Of course, I hope we know that most times when you have to deal with topics like this, you have to deal with the professionals and let the professional guide you. Now, in as much as I said she's an emotional. Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning.
Good
Fine,
morning, Blossom.
How
are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Amazing topic. I can't even wait to just jump into the topic because I want to know why there's even a phobia. You know, naturally, everybody wants to get married, but I think I've met some persons, it's not about even the phobia. They just don't want to settle down because they feel like on and on. But she just feels like if her kind of person, being independent, tries to, you know, get married with a man, which of course a man is always independent, that's their forte, but for a woman to be independent, it takes a whole lot. It takes a drive, it takes a passion for you to be independent. Now imagine she's feel like, I'm independent, I'm meeting a man that is also independent. He's definitely want to be in control of everything. He want to tell me what to do, but it's not like, can any man actually understand that this is what it is, this is what I am cut out for, even if I have to tilt my back just to make this marriage work. I think you should understand that this is another aspect of me I want you to respect, which is being independent and not being
means. Because yes, it's okay for somebody to say, I don't want to get married for one reason or the other, but we must also realize that marriage is one of the most intimate expressions of the core human needs. Human beings are created to need love, connection, and a sense of belonging. And the most intimate place we get that is in marriage. That is not also to rule out that a person can choose not to marry, and it's okay. It's not compulsory. And so it could be something that is very dear to somebody that makes the person dread marriage. So we begin to now look at, what do you need to do? Because if a person may not do well if they don't first address the phobia. So starting from your question, the reasons for phobias are different, ranging from a person's upbringing, the person's environment, and these days that we have social media as the large environment that all of us play in, and their personal experiences. So for self, and begin the journey of self-discovery and personal development. Begin to sit down and ask yourself, why am I afraid of relationships? Because if it's like because somebody treated you bad, you need to understand that the fact that you were with somebody who did not love you right does not mean that you cannot be loved right. So many times we just allow, will say, so somebody is dating you with this crocro in your body. You know, it could give me phobia. I could begin to now, either shy away from him because I'm thinking I'm not worthy. Or even when I get into the relationship, I begin to people please. Like, oh, if this man would add the red flags, I ignore them. All right. So the things that happen in our lives are actually what feeds the phobia. So I guess maybe I'll pause here, and then maybe we will take how to now overcome the phobia in the next question.
Okay, thank you very, very much for that one. Now, I is trying to really overcome the phobia, like maybe has gone through therapy, has spoken to mentors, but somewhere seated deep within, there's still just this little fear. And sometimes I've seen a lot of people whereby
it's that probably she should have done the work she should have done much earlier. Right? So that's why I say to people, you don't wait till you are in the dating pool. You don't wait till you are ready for relationship to get yourself prepared for relationship. Every young girl, since we're talking about women now, from the age of 18, even with the responsibility of the parents, should prepare them, because the first place that marriage preparation starts is from the home. And then actively, when the young girl to know herself. Myself being with somebody like this, and it's not just you saying, oh, as a woman you are a helpmeet. You are also a human being created by God, so you should be able to say your own life priorities. You should be able to say your own dreams and see if there's an alignment, so that if there is no alignment, you don't waste your time. I hear people saying, oh, I've been with him for 7 years. The devil I know is better than the angel I don't know. My sister, the devil will break your heart. So the moment you realize it's a devil, you need to be confident enough to know that you deserve better, and to bring it to the person marriage is to ensure that you
because she has been amazing. And of course, you can see the way she's talking about it is like she's teaching, she's explaining, even when there are clauses to it, explaining the clause and trying to tell that, let you know that there is a better way to everything. Anyways, let's quickly go for this tip. And this tip, once you're aware of yourself, you know yourself, like she said, a broken relationship relationship is better than a broken marriage. And we're speaking to the ladies out there. When you know you're not getting what you want, you respect your value. You value yourself so much, you love yourself so much, and somebody out there is making you feel like you're not valued, you're not loved, my darling, it's time to take a walk. Like she said, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. But anyways, let's quickly get self-aware of herself and let's watch this tip.
The only way to discover your strengths. Find people you know and feel you can trust and ask them to give you feedback on your personality. You with feedback anonymously so that they are more likely to be honest and give you a valid response that is insightful and helpful. Number 5, ask good questions. When you question your own performance, it can be harder to be objective about receiving negative feedback. When you show that you are equally open to all types of feedback, you demonstrate self-awareness and willingness to learn. Asking questions models a solid, transparent approach to a problem-solving and decision-making that everyone in the organization will benefit from. It also encourages all have personal habits that stops us from being mindful and aware. There are like background processes running in your brain that drain your energy, that distract you on what you should be focused on. If you want to improve as a leader, you need to reprogram your brain for good habits, and honing your self-awareness will help you do this. Define your bad habits. You don't even need to change them initially. Just train yourself to notice them, and then you can start to change direction. Number 9, embrace your intuition. Successful leaders trust their gut instinct and are prepared to take the risk associated with them. Our instincts are based on the survival of the fittest and our needs to succeed. They help us decide what to do next and how to prioritize. Learn to trust these instincts and act on them. Number 10, be aware of others too. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses will help you make a better leader. But it's also helpful to be a keen observer of others. Strengths and weaknesses too. If you're open-minded and objective, having different types of people on board will also help to further your self-awareness and deepen your appreciation for variety. Having the right complement of people in the team and a supportive learning environment will help you see clearly what you do well and what others do well.
Welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and of course it's been an amazing ride because we have Chidima Nwobi talking to us about how to manage our marriage phobia, especially for women, because this is Women's Corner. Can we have Chidima on the screen again? Let's ask the last question. Okay, it's good to have you back. Welcome.
Great to still be here.
Okay, so the last question I want to ask is, I feel that before you even start knowing you have this fear for marriage, I feel like there are some, let's use the simplest term, even though it does not really describe what I want to say, but I think it's the closest, is what are the signs or symptoms, allow me to use that word, that it could tell even a mother, it could tell even the child that, okay, I think with these signs and this thing basically, or we'll see for ourselves and tell ourselves, okay, if I don't put this under check, under control, I might develop phobia for marriage.
Okay, so maybe let's start with antagonistic towards men. And maybe not directly a relationship, even on social media, something is trending about a man or whatever, and you're like, oh, those stupid men, those men are scum. So your language already begins to show your perception of men. So you begin to listen to, begin to listen to what somebody says about men. Then you're beginning to see the child is growing, but she doesn't have any male friends. I'm not necessarily saying somebody you're dating, but you look through the men, it's just like only her and her female friends.